Hey, in front of a live studio audience today.
Yeah.
What's up with that, brother?
That's pretty cool.
I love that.
Welcome in, folks.
Yeah, welcome to the cave. A little chilly down in this cave. How about yours? What
I
do you
got my heat cranked up to like 75 today in the office.
Is
It's
it-
like
is-
40 degrees outside, but it feels like about 15. Wind advisory, all that good stuff. So
Yeah, just a gloomy day here, but we're supposed to get up in the 40s later this week. We're good with that. So.
we're like near 60 on Thursday, I think. So
no kidding. Nice.
yeah, getting the golf clubs back out and go around.
Yeah. Course is still open.
No, but you could get out there. I mean,
You could get out, yeah. There's no flags or anything like that. So I bet you
5-6 years ago, I know there was guys that would say they golfed every month out of the year. I mean, there was one day that there was like perfect weather, so they went out and.
Well, do you get a ton of snow or not? I mean, because you're kind of right on that.
We did.
You did? Okay. Does it get to like 40 below ever or not?
Yeah, every once in a while. Not quite 40 below, but there'll be some days that you don't want to go outside.
Like when you're up in stark weather and you look outside.
Yeah, when I'm in stark weather, I'm staying inside or fighting.
Yeah. Your parents got that cool sunroom. I remember that. I told Becky, I said,
yeah.
someday I want something like that. So it's
just laying there and just lay in the sun.
Yeah. So, well, God, it was kind of a boring Sunday yesterday. We didn't have any football, brother.
No, really. There was nobody that played that we really cared about.
Right. But
I mean, there was some good ball games. Don't get me wrong, but I never really sat down and watched any.
That Chargers beating the Patriots, probably the best game of the day.
Oh, that was back and forth all day long.
6-0. 6-0.
And for the second week in a row, Chad, I don't want you to tell me that the Patriots aren't tanking. I just don't want to hear it.
Why can't we just say they suck? Like I said, they do. They're not tanking. They just suck. It's not.
I seen a freaking Facebook meme this morning that just pissed me off. It showed the college playoffs.
Yeah.
And instead of Alabama, it had a freaking Bears logo on it. And I'm like, really? I mean, we're not the worst team in football. I'm sorry.
Was that from our Facebook fan of the week? Our buddy Nathan from Illinois.
Yeah, you're from Illinois. You can't be a Packer fan.
Never mind. I have to edit that part out.
But he listened. He listened.
Yeah. Thanks for the listen, buddy.
And then he said something about we don't know how to talk about a sponsor or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a radio guy. You are. So I didn't know what to call the ad script.
Oh,
I didn't know.
I see. That's what he was. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, I listen
for a coal miner or a cheese factory worker.
Wow.
Well, he's a Packer fan. I mean, maybe a cheese factory.
Wow. I'm glad we didn't call him what we were originally going to call him.
Well, we weren't going to call him anything that he hasn't called us on live Facebook.
It's true. And the funny thing, he called us out for being bald. Big, hairy butthole. Oh,
I missed that one.
Yeah. A couple. Yeah. I had to delete some of the stuff he posted because I was embarrassed for him. So, yeah. But you know what?
When you're insecure and you're a bully, that happens.
That's what bullies do. That's what
bullies do.
They got bully.
This thing called the phone. I'm going to talk to this guy.
He's pretty much the the ultimate internet keyboard warrior.
He is.
And he's got hair like the ultimate warrior. So, anyways, my friend. So Lions. God, I was at the gym yesterday with Becky. And I looked up and it was like 12:30 and it was 21-0 already. And I was like,
crap. And they dominated that first half.
Lions are gonna kill them, but they had to like hold on, didn't they? Like, wasn't it like 31-28
when they came in? Then Saints probably would have won.
Really? Okay.
Winston missed some passes like 3-4 in a row down the stretch, and it's just like I would have probably just put Taysom Hill in and.
The guy he brings that spark. I wish. I mean,
he could pass too. So it's like at that point, it's like I would keep Winston on the bench and just there's no surprise here.
Yeah,
I'm giving it to Hill. Either that or he's going to pass a 10-yard pass to Olave, there's 3 passes like behind the receivers or underneath them or over top them, and it's just so the Lions probably should have lost, but they did win.
They won, and you know what? I'll give them props, man. They won. You know, and people think that we dog on the Lions all the time. It's not the team that we're dogging on; it's the fans because they're just like.
Well, I've been in contact with one good fan, John.
Yeah.
He like texted me while I put my number out there for the autograph merchandise, and we've been kind of going back and forth, and I just said, "Hey, just remember all this." And funny, he goes, "Oh yeah," he said, "I just love going on there and reading the stuff." And
and he doesn't say anything bad. He doesn't say anything bad. Doesn't call us names. We don't call him names. All that sort of thing. So, you do have a bet with him, though, right? You made a bet with Mr. John, didn't you?
Yes. Well, it's kind of I kind of made the bet.
Well, I know. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I signed off on it. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's nothing that's really going to kill us. I mean,
right?
Because we already bet was just kind of like, all right, if you want to do that. So he is going to, I believe, be in his Detroit jersey, and if the Vikings beat Detroit the first game, which is a few weeks away, I think it's in Minnesota, I believe.
Yes, I believe so.
He will make a video, do his skull chant, and sing the Viking skull song. He will only post it on that page, which was at the NFC North War page that we're no longer on.
No, we're still on it. It's the other one we're not on. The real trash talking North Division.
Is that the one we got out of? Okay.
Yeah, because that Facebook fan of the week,
we don't have time.
Yeah.
So then if the Detroit Lions win, then we have to sit and talk good about the Lions.
Which we do. I mean, they're good.
Not all the time.
Not all the time. Well, like I said, more the fans, but it's good. You know what? Kudos to them, man. That their tight end from Tight End University, he looks pretty legit. Legit.
Now, if they lose to the Bears and Broncos the next 2 weeks, gonna be tough to talk nice about the Lions, but
gonna be tough.
Yeah. But they're on their way to the division championship since, well, of course, now we've got another group of people that feel they could be division champs. Those Packers winning last night.
Let's talk about that. What do you think?
I'm still not a believer in Love. I mean, he's had a nice season. We've seen quarterbacks have nice seasons, and then the next year, where are they? There's a handful of them, more than a handful.
Right.
But kudos to Love. Either LaFleur's calling the right plays. The defenses look horrible. I mean, he's hitting wide receivers that have nobody around.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy. So I don't know if there's breakdowns in defenses or what.
And then I did read that their stud Watson, he got hurt. His hammies pulled again. Yeah. So
he's probably now one of the most injury prone
picks ever. Yeah. No, I get you. So did the Packers win or did the Chiefs lose?
Well,
the few things that I saw, looks like they let a PI penalty go late in the game.
PI penalty. I think if I'd have been a Packer fan, I'd have been livid. I mean, a Chiefs fan.
I was going to say
it was deep ball, and the guy got there 2 steps early. He was on his back, grabbed him, went over, slapped his other arm, and then the ball got there. There was no PI, which very surprised me. There's, a hit on the sidelines, which Mahomes was in bounds when the hit was made, but he gave himself up, and he was already at the first down marker and going, and he got just tattooed by a guy.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw that.
So, I mean, that was kind of a questionable, but
I didn't think that was like a big,
but we're protecting quarterbacks. I mean, look at some of the roughing the passers you get in the pocket.
Well, so my take on it is we protect the quarterbacks when they're in the pocket, but when they become a runner, aren't they fair game? Or are they still protected? I mean, I thought once they left that pocket, and if they didn't slide or if they didn't go down, you could hit them. Is that not the case?
I mean, if it's Justin Fields, you can hit him wherever you want to and whenever and not get a flag.
How do you know? How do you know?
I'm just
Fields in 24. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
24. Harbaugh Harbaugh's coming to Chicago. We're
Oh,
booking
no,
it
sir,
now.
I do not think that is a good idea. Oh, no, sir, I do not think
It
that
will
is a
be.
good idea.
It will be.
I don't know. He's not coming.
Yeah, he is. He's coming.
So the only way I see him coming, and we can go into this, is if he wins the national championship, he'll come. I don't think they beat Alabama in that first game. I just don't. And I told you yesterday, you said you want to bet. And I said, I would bet every dollar I have in our virtual betting world that he will.
I thought you saw the video of Jim Harbaugh when he was getting interviewed by the Big Ten guy. They asked him about something and he looked over, he went, bet. What he said. And it had to do with
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of referring to. But no, I'm not going to put money. I have limited funds, my friend. And I rolled the dice once. I don't know if I could do it again. I mean, I'd rather bet on Navy than bet on that game.
Ooh.
You know?
So yeah, no. If they win the national championship, I could see him coming. I think he would. I don't know. There's some good.
If he doesn't win the national championship, I think he's in Chicago.
You do.
If he wins, that might be a different story.
Do you see just Chicago and that's it? You don't see him going elsewhere?
No.
You don't see him going to Carolina to take an Ohio State quarterback and make him better?
Well, he could come to Chicago and take an Ohio State quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I guess Fields is from there, isn't it? I didn't know where.
Yeah.
That dang Nathan is right. I don't know boo about sports, do I? Son of a gun.
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
No, I'll say Harbaugh is going to come to Chicago. And believe it or not, I know I questioned it last week, but I think Eberflus goes to defensive coordinator. I really do think that Eberflus has got to be just overwhelmed. And I think if you sit down and talk to him in the right way and just say, hey, here's the deal. We'll pay you the same as you were getting head coach, because obviously money isn't it's not a thing when you're dealing with coaches.
Yeah.
But we'll pay you the same thing to stay on as defensive coordinator. We're going to bring Jim Harbaugh in. We're going to ride. Russell Wilson? We're going to ride.
That's Denny Green. He takes the high road.
Or that's John Travolta. We're going to ride.
I think
Wild Hogs.
I don't think Eberflus would stay. There would be no way. Hey, you were the guy, but you really suck.
Well,
so now we're gonna drop you down.
Another head coaching job.
No, he's not gonna get another head coaching job, but I don't think he's gonna stay where they.
It's just a demotion. It's not fired. It's just a demotion.
No,
he's got to realize the writing's on the wall. A coach that has been in the league already and won a Super Bowl, goes to college, is very successful.
Where did Harbaugh win a Super Bowl?
Didn't they win one in San Francisco?
No.
Did he win that year? He didn't win that year? Well, Nathan, you're right. I don't know anything about
it. Yeah, that's just, I'm going to hit end stream right now. We're all done. We're done. No. He did not win.
Okay.
They played. It was the Kaepernick years.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know who beat him, but my hat was too tight. I was getting a headache. Holy cow. Anyways.
Maybe that gave you a headache.
That could be. No, I don't see him coming to Chicago. I see him taking a year off. That's just what because I don't think the Big Ten likes him. You're looking it up, aren't you? Who'd the Niners lose to?
Yeah.
I know they lost.
Well, he won 2 national championships.
With whom?
I don't know. It just says has been a part of 1 Super Bowl team and guided his USD teams to 2 national championships.
USD. Oh, San Diego. Yeah, wasn't he at San Diego? Then he went to Stanford, and then he went to the Niners, and then he went to Michigan.
Jim Harbaugh became the first coach in Big Ten history to win 3 straight outright championship titles. Yeah, I should. He's 3-7 in bowl games, though. By the way, he did lose 34-31 to Baltimore.
That's who I was gonna say, but I didn't want to because I didn't want Nathan to have more firepower.
We're blocking his ass anyway, so we have to you have to get permission to join. Know the score, and when he has an invite in there, declined.
I'm just glad he listened. That's all I care about. So, Michigan's number 1, right? Washington's number 2.
Yep. Texas 3, and
Texas
they have already
is 3.
beaten Alabama.
Texas 3, Alabama 4. Beat Alabama at the beginning of the season. Things have changed.
Yep. Florida State should be number 4.
Now, why do you think that?
Well, you're undefeated. Your defense is dominant. You're on your second string quarterback, or your third string won games too.
Yeah.
And now your second string quarterback will be back. I just think they were overlooked because of the Alabama card. But I think you're undefeated. You've done everything you need to do. Now I mean,
so I read last
the other
night.
team gets one loss. I mean,
so I read something last night that this committee, and I think it's broken, and that's why they're going to that even better playoff system down the road. But the committee can choose, if they don't think that they're going to have the most prime players ready to go, that they can choose another team. And so they were feeling like the Florida State quarterbacks wouldn't be ready to go come time. And they don't want another 73-0 spanking from one team against the next. And that's what they don't want. I don't care what people think of Nick Saban. He's a pretty dang good coach. He gets pretty dang good players.
Yep.
He gets his team to play. Michigan deserves it. Washington deserves it because everyone thought Oregon was going to win. I didn't know. I was like, that's a toss-up. Texas is always tough. And I truly think Alabama deserved to be there because they beat the 2-time defending national champion and ended their 29-game win streak.
And I don't think Michigan really wanted to play them. I don't know if you saw the room when they announced that Alabama was 4.
I wouldn't want to play them.
There wasn't any hoops and hollering going on. It was like,
they're tough, man. They're tough.
So if they would have went with their 8-team college playoff this year, okay, you would have had Oregon versus Michigan, would have been a good game.
Good game.
Ohio State versus Washington would have been a good game.
Yep.
Georgia versus Texas, and Florida State versus Alabama.
There you go.
I think that would have been, this year would have been the perfect time. But I think down the road, there's already 2 quarterbacks in the transfer portal already, Ohio State.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of NIL money running around. There's going to be.
The Gophers, and they've had a terrible season. They still got a bowl game just because they're smart, but they've already lost their quarterback. He's already transferred out. There's a couple guys. They transferred out quite a bit. So there's a chance.
Play in the bowl game?
Oh, yeah, they're going to play, but no, they won't. Not the transfer kids. No, they're done. They're done. So
really?
the Gophers got to find a quarterback. So there's a spot open.
Doesn't make sense to me. That should not
get down there, Nolan. Get down there. Get to Dinkytown. You can play QB, baby. Let's go.
If we hand it off.
You or Uncle Rico. That's what we got to do.
Screw that up. I'd probably be stepped on by the center but I can't get out under center quick enough. Yeah. All right. Well, there's our college picks anyways.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really pick them. We just said
no. We got some time. We got till end of December.
Yeah, but I'll go on record right now. It's going to be Texas and Alabama for the national championship. Book it, bet it. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Take my picks to the bank. Let's do our top 6 teams. Nolan, come back. Come back, Nolan. Come back.
Go Wolverines. All right, here we go.
Woo!
Your top 6 in the NFL. Starting off number 6, I'm going to give some kudos to a team I haven't done so this year, but they didn't look the best yesterday. but they're the Detroit Lions.
I got the Detroit Lions at number 6 as well.
This will probably be the only week they get into the top 6 because the Bears host them next week, and it's going to be Jared Goff. That's the name not the name we've been going by, but Jared Goff is going to throw 4 more picks. He's going to be probably.
You want to go there, don't you? You want to go there, don't
you? I do.
You just
halftime. I think he's going to be so cold. I don't think he's going to want to come out of halftime. They're going to be so warm and snug in the locker room that they'll be down 28-0, and Fields won't even go into the locker room. He's going to stand out there with his sleeveless shirt.
So you think Goff's going to blow it, huh? That's what you're thinking.
I think the implosion happens this weekend with Detroit.
And you'll be super happy. You'll be super happy there. So
I
also have the Lions at 6, 3rd in the NFC on my third in the NFC, 4th in the NFC in my rankings this week. So it'll be a good game. I hope the Bears win. I really do. I think that'd be awesome.
Yep.
And then you can start talking about playoffs.
Playoffs quite yet.
I did see a mock draft this morning before I hopped on and did a little work that the Bears had the number 1 pick. They took Caleb Williams, and then at number 4 they picked Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, we ain't taking Caleb Williams.
All right, there you go. So my number 5 team, probably as of Saturday, who I thought was probably the best team in the league, but the 49ers kind of handed it to him yesterday and handed it to him pretty dang good.
They did.
I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles as my number 5 team.
Crazy.
Is that where you're at?
That's who I got.
Gotcha.
Yep, I got Philly at 5.
Philly at 5.
Yep. And then I've got Baltimore, even though they were on a bye, they're still powerful. They're still feeling it.
Yeah. I got you got Baltimore at 4. Okay. Yeah. I got the Cowboys at 4. They had I put the Cowboys up there. I put them above Philly because they got to come to Dallas this weekend. So that's going to be a really good game.
That's why I put Dallas at 3.
Gotcha. Well, then I have
Dallas at 3. Yeah.
I have the Ravens at 3 on my world.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I'm
on the same page.
Yeah.
Then I'm our Super Bowl matchup. The next 2 teams, obviously they're the same.
Well, Niners first, Ravens or Dolphins second.
Yep.
Is that what you got?
Yep.
I could see my number 2 Dolphins and my number 3. I could see either one of those teams going to the Super Bowl, the Ravens or the Dolphins.
Yep.
I don't think you can count out the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
Pittsburgh was knocking on the door there for a little bit, and then what happened yesterday to Pittsburgh?
Kenny Pickett got hurt.
What's Arizona? I don't give me this Kyler Murray's a good quarterback thing. It's like they're going for a draft pick. Kyler Murray obviously doesn't want Caleb Williams, so I suppose he wants to keep winning.
Yeah.
But Arizona helped out the Bears a little bit. Carolina tried to win. Couldn't quite. Belichick's going to do some things here to get that number 1 pick.
So let's talk about Carolina and Frank Reich getting fired. As an owner, does that guy want his team to tank? If he's, he was angry.
I wouldn't think so because you don't have a number 1 pick. Okay, you've got the 33rd overall pick, which does that mean? Doesn't mean you've got your quarter. You've already made your bed with Bryce Young.
Yeah.
You've already realized you probably picked the wrong quarterback and you have to live with it. So now you got to bring in some guys to either stretch him a little bit so he grows or a successful quarterback, because there's times he shows that he's a good quarterback, but
you got to give the guy. It's just not always the quarterback. The Texans had a pretty good team to begin with. They were up and coming, and then CJ Stroud came out and he's playing well. And
so
it's the culture too.
Always about the quarterback. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, it's not always about the quarterback.
Okay. All right. I just making sure I heard all right, because
Uh,
'cause there's a
have
lot
I
of blame in Chicago on Justin Fields.
I never blame Fields.
I
I
know.
have not
I know,
once.
but I'm just listeners out there, viewers, that it isn't always about the quarterback.
It's not. You got
You've got
to.
an offensive coordinator that you need to get on the same page with. You got to have trust between those two. Getsy is not an offensive play caller. He needs to be gone.
Oh, I think he should be. I think he should be demoted to water boy. You think he'd take that job?
I don't think we'd ever demote in the organization, would we?
Yeah. So well, and I want to go back to Carolina as Frank Reich. He really got Carson Wentz off on the right foot. It's like, for what? What did Carson Wentz do?
What did Carson Wentz ever do?
He had 6-7 good games his rookie year with a pretty damn good team.
Pretty good team, yeah.
Yeah, and then
if Nick
got
Foles
hurt.
can lead him to a Super Bowl, that team was pretty stacked up.
Right. And so hiring that coach to say, oh, he's a quarterback whisperer. Well, no, he's not.
No,
he's not. He was a good backup quarterback for Jim Kelly, but that's about
Yeah.
it, man. I don't know. I think Bill Belichick's an exception because I think the guy's probably the best coach ever. But has the game passed him by? Or is he just
but it's still kind of out there, Chad, as far as him being the best coach ever. I mean, if he doesn't have Tom Brady, what kind of a record does he have? How many Super Bowls does he have without Tom Brady?
True. Well,
I mean,
we talked about it on a past podcast, and it's kind of a little bit of both of them, the Patriot way, with Tom being probably your cheerleader. But if Peyton Manning was on those teams, do you think he would have more than 2 Super Bowls on those Patriot teams? Yeah,
I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Eli Manning was on there, would he have more than 2 Super Bowls?
No, Eli has 2 from the Giants.
So. I know.
Yeah.
But would he have more? Would
Justin Fields? No, because he's never had really a running.
Those are 2 different quarters. Well, they had Cam Newton that one year, and then realized that he had no more gas in the tank. But
yeah, I think he still thinks he does.
Well, he does.
Said the other day, hey, nobody's called me.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, Cam.
Because you told everybody they lost your number. They lost your number. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. Drew Brees, put him on some of those Patriot teams. Pocket passers.
Drew Brees, the stuff that he's done, the stats he's put up.
Yeah. 1 Super Bowl, which should have been the Vikings, but they cheated. Shame on them. Anyways.
Who cheated? The Vikings cheated?
No, the Saints did. Bounty game.
Did they cheat?
That was because they
just hit some guys a little bit harder than what they should have.
Yeah, after the play, all that sort of stuff, and plus that was the hurricane script that the U.S. government got in and said, okay, New Orleans is winning the Super Bowl this year, so it's not as a dump of town anymore. That's just
gotcha.
That's
what happened. Yeah,
yeah, that's what happened.
And the Bears should have won like 4 Super Bowls a few years ago, back to back. But the NFL script didn't go that way.
Yeah.
Well, you hate that. You think you know the script, and they just flip it on you.
It got lost in the mail.
It did. Something did.
All right. Well, what do we got upcoming this week? We got some good games. We got the Bears versus the Lions. Are you going to call it right now? Are you going to say it? Bears are going to beat. You're going to say Bears are going to beat them?
Oh, I've already said that. Remember the implosion of.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm calling it. Yeah.
What's the over under on it? You want to go over under this week, or you want to go the point spread?
Let's see here. Let's see if it's 11 o'clock game or a 2 o'clock game. First off, it's 11 o'clock game, so it's early in the morning. So 2 o'clock will probably score more points because we're more awake. But 42.5 points. I'm thinking it's going to be definitely over. And the Bears will cover the +3.
Woo, boy. There we go. I'm going to agree with you on this one. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. and I think the Bears are going to have the higher score at the end of the game.
Well, we
I hope they
we lost to the Lions in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We lost to the Broncos in the last how many minutes? You put those two as wins, we're in the playoff hunt.
You beat the Vikings in the last 6 seconds.
Yeah. Well, we had them beat all game though. We dominated.
You
that
did.
game. I mean,
You
that
did.
was we just couldn't score.
Yeah. Well, they wanted that the 30-year thing, the first team to win. They wanted that. That was what that was pretty much when we were talking with Justin after the game. That's what he was telling us anyways. But yeah.
So who are your our two power teams in the top of our power poll, right?
Yep. 49ers and Dolphins.
Yep. So the Miami's given up 266 points. San Francisco has given up 189. That's pretty good.
Yeah. What about the Ravens? Can you find that quick?
Baltimore has given up 187. So Miami has given up the most points. And what do I say all the time? What wins championships?
Scoring more points than the other team.
Along with a good defense.
With the defense.
Along with a good defense. If Kansas City has a defense, they don't lose last night.
Curious. How about the Cowboys? What have they given up?
Dallas. 220.
220.
So they always go by point differential. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Miami plus 118, Baltimore plus 137, Kansas City is plus 67. So, they're struggling. Dallas plus 168. Philadelphia was big in the number, but they've kind of struggled as well. They gave up 45 yesterday. So that don't help. They're plus 41. Detroit is plus 41. And San Francisco is plus 163. So, yeah, you're scoring points, Detroit, but I think what's going to kill them is if they have to go to San Francisco, I don't think Goff is going to be able to move the football.
I don't think they could move it against the Cowboys. I don't think they could move it against the Niners, and I don't think they could move it against the Eagles.
And they won't be able to move it against the Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah. It'll be number one against the run.
Wow.
What do you mean? Well,
I was just going to make a point about how even the fans on the NFC North thing that we're on the book are very, very worried about that defense.
Well, the one guy says
they're an
elite defense. We're not an elite defense.
They're not an elite defense. They never were.
But they're a good defense.
They're a good
defense. Come around with Eberflus, who's going to be next year's defensive coordinator.
Sorry, I was talking about the Lions. This is where I was going.
Oh, like you said, the Bears had a good defense.
Oh, the Bears have a great defense.
Yeah.
I think people say the Lions, they were yesterday.
Lions,
They were all the fans on there were saying, I think reality is punching them in the face when they realize they're up 21-0 and they only win by 3. That's crazy, dude.
Yep. Did you see that video I sent you of Goff going through that fumble drill?
Yeah.
As he staggered and stumbled through it.
Yeah.
It's all in fun.
I know it. So it'll be a good week. It's going to be fun. I don't think
we're going to see a San Fran Miami Super Bowl, but I don't know. There'll be another AFC team that creeps up there. I know you like the Jaguars, but I don't know if they'll have enough.
Jaguars Bengals play tonight. Would have been a good game if Burrow's on there, but we'll see. I think Dolphins, Ravens, Chiefs, probably the top 3 come out of there. I don't know.
There'll be a surprise in there. There'll be somebody that'll. I mean, it would be that team, but
what about the Bills? I know they're not maybe they put together, a win streak. Now is when you want to start playing a little bit better football, isn't it? Because you want to build that momentum to get to the playoffs. And like I told you a couple weeks ago, the Lions peaked a little bit early.
Yep.
And I'm worried about that basketball team here that plays in Minneapolis. Are they going to peak a little too early? Or do you think they'll
be fine?
they're a pretty legit defensive team, so it's
Yep.
kind of fun. It'll be fun
Yep.
to watch all season long. But the Niners went through that 3-game losing streak, man, and now they've come back and said, "Okay, we're still the real deal. We're still the real deal." Did you see Jerry Rice and his putting on the rings after San Francisco won?
I did. I thought that was
yeah.
a little.
Jerry Rice has the right to wear those rings before the game and show them off.
Right.
And walk into Philly, even if the Philly would have crushed him, he has that right to go there and wear those rings and show them
But
off.
the
The way he did it at the end of the game was pretty. That was Charles Barkley like to me.
Well, yeah, when I saw it, he put those on, and it's just like the way he had the one ring on the one.
Oh,
it was just like,
yeah.
come on,
Yeah,
Jerry, man,
yeah.
you're Hall of Famer.
He's better than that.
Are you still a Raider? No, you're a San Francisco 49er.
right?
It's
I was
grown-up stuff.
disappointed
A
in
little
that
too
way. I
complicated
mean,
to explain.
yeah.
It's grown up stuff, but yeah, that was a little how he did it. He should have just been wearing them and waved to the crowd.
Yeah.
Then,
So
then
my
you
other
get-
thing I want to talk about in the NFL.
Okay. Oh boy,
Yeah.
what do you want to talk about?
Well, my philosophy on what came out the last couple of weeks about putting him on the practice squad. He's going to practice.
Mhm.
He ain't coming back, folks. There's no way he is going to get on an NFL football field and play a live football game with a torn Achilles no more than 90 days ago. And if you think that, then you're pretty oblivious to what's going on in the sports world, because Aaron Rodgers, first off, he's a diva. He likes the attention. Yeah, Kirk Cousins could come out and say, "Hey, I'm going to be ready for the playoffs," when he's really not. Oh, what are you showing me?
It says ego. His ego.
Oh,
Nolan
just- it's getting more and more irritating every year. When you think it's like vanishing, go watch a Green Bay Packer game, and it's they're showing pictures of Favre's name on and Rodgers every time he throws sidearm. Aaron Rodgers taught him that. It's like, come on, guys, you gotta stop.
I think he will play. I think he will play just because everyone says, because everyone says you can't.
$500 of our spread money that he does not play it down this year. There's no way. There's no way.
You're on.
All right.
You're on, brother.
There's no way he takes that chance.
Why do you say that?
Again, he's done. He's turned Achilles twice.
I don't think it was torn.
Well, that's another philosophy that I
that's the conspiracy theory. It wasn't torn all the way through.
Okay.
He's
so you are 4-8. You are 3 games out of the playoffs with 4 games to go. 5 games to go.
Took Tom Brady a whole year to come back from his injury, Nolan. I did it in 90 days.
I am calling BS on it.
Well, you're calling $500 on it is what you're calling.
He can go off to his little dark retreat and try to heal this thing. And I know there's all these new surgical procedures. And no, Aaron Rodgers, give us a break.
Your passion
Please.
is just your passion. It's just awesome, brother.
If I wasn't a Bears fan, I'd probably go, that's Aaron Rodgers, because I probably wouldn't have watched all the Packer games in the past and heard just you're getting force fed by the announcers. Rodgers, Favre, Rodgers, Favre, Rodgers, Favre. They're both done on the Packers, and you still hear both their names. You walk into Lambeau, I understand that. Talk about them, but
hey, fortunate
point where there's
a fortunate organization. They had 2 great quarterbacks for a long time, brother.
Yeah,
I mean,
and now I see a meme this morning that they found their 3rd Hall of Fame quarterback.
Well, yeah, that's what teams do,
Yeah,
buddy. They like
Teams
get
do. I know.
They get excited. There's nothing wrong with being excited.
I know. Well, Rogers, no, done.
Rogers wants to. He just wants that. Nobody else has ever done this. I did it. That's
so.
And Pat
he's
McAfee,
talking-
when he's on the McAfee show, they're trying to make him out as a good person and like, oh, he's so misunderstood, and he's real when he gives his interviews. BS, man. The guy is all about himself. The guy is all about his ego and all about being a diva. And I'm gonna do what nobody ever else has done before, and I'm gonna stick it to you.
So
I might only won one Super Bowl, but I came back from an Achilles tear, maybe a little slit in 90 days, and nobody else has done it. That's just what I'm thinking, brother.
Yeah.
That's my Aaron Rodgers
I
take.
do like your theory, and I don't like it because I'm going to probably lose $500 over it, over my passion of not liking the guy. I mean, you're going to come back when they're 4-10. Okay, they've got the Texans and the Dolphins next. They're losing both of those. They're 4-10. Why would you risk? What are they paying him a year?
I don't know.
50 million?
A lot,
40 million,
yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
You got to pay him this year for doing nothing, for taking 5 snaps. You paid him 40 million to take 5 snaps. Do you save that Achilles?
So if you, but if
next year?
so, you're the head coach, and he says, "Coach, I want to play." What do you tell him?
I say, well, it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
What do you tell him? Yeah,
I say no. I say, you know what? We're looking the next year.
Oh,
You
no,
go
sir,
out
you're
there,
not
you have
getting
no
that good idea.
confidence on this thing,
yeah.
and they're playing the Commanders. So who's going to be chasing them down? But probably his own offensive line. No, God, you got me riled up on that, and I brought it up. I brought it up.
Yeah,
I brought it up, and it's a thing that I'm tired of hearing about it. I mean, I grew up in an era where that's all I've heard. It's Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers.
We take you now to Kermit the Frog with another
Now it's
fast-breaking
the
news
love
story.
story. I mean,
The breaking news is Nolan does not like Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying.
hey, okay, I like him as a human being. As a ego-driven diva playing supposedly, I mean, every
Okay.
offseason there's something that goes on.
Yeah,
I don't care if you go on a dark retreat. I really don't.
Yeah, well, but
I don't
Like-
care if you go to Vegas for a vacation.
ESPN this morning, I was watching it while I was getting ready for a couple meetings. I had to put some things together, and I was just kind of listening. And they were talking about this is why college football is broken, and that's all they wanted to talk about on how to fix it. It's like they already have for next year, but that doesn't make for good TV. And so that's why we always hear about Aaron Rodgers and his dark retreats. Because actually, some people really do care, and some people want to know. I think he wants to play, Noel, and this is just me. He wants to play to say, I've done something that nobody else has ever done. And if he goes out and takes one snap and says, okay,
And
I
his
just
Achilles snaps.
well, and that could happen, but I don't think it will. I don't think it was as bad as they were saying it was. You know,
Yeah, but I mean, it had to have been. You seen his calf just kind of pop.
yeah,
I mean,
but what gets me is, the surgery was successful. Had they ever come out on anybody and say the surgery wasn't successful?
no,
I mean,
no.
and then we find out that it wasn't successful. Let's look at Peyton Manning. He was out that one year. He was going to start, and then he's like, "Oh, I can't." His neck. Oh, but it was a successful surgery. Well, no, it's not. He's not back out on the field yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nolan, I can't agree with you more on this whole story, but I think he wants to play just to say, I did it.
Yeah.
That's just my gut
I
feeling.
agree with that part. I agree with the ego part, but it would be totally stupid of the New York Jets organization, which they haven't made a lot of good calls in the past anyway. So
It's true. So now you're bucking up my story even better.
your
You sure
side
do?
is looking a lot. I mean, my odds, if we were in Vegas on that, I'd probably just drop below. I'm now on
Yeah. I
I just think it'd be a stupid move for the Jets to put him out.
I agree with you,
last
but
3 games.
I 100% agree with you that it would be dumb for him to come out and play.
Yeah.
But if he wants to play, he's going to play.
Well,
No matter what Saleh says or not, he'll go to the owner and say, "Hey, I want to play." And the owner's going to come down and say, either Rodgers plays or Matt Eberflus is coming here to coach next year. Which one is it?
Go, no, Eberflus is the DC now.
Yeah. So,
Chicago.
I mean, and that would jazz the Jets fans up. And that would, I mean, I think for Rodgers, so Rodgers to feel good coming into next year.
Yeah.
Like, I did this.
But if Kirk Cousins, hey, if you guys are 2-14, you have 2 weeks left. Kirk Cousins says, "Hey, I can play. I'm going to try my Achilles." Would you as a fan go, "God, you know what, Kirk? We only got 2 games left. You just put it on the shelf." Go
as a fan or as an owner / coach. As a fan, I would love to see it. To see it. Yep.
Yeah, I would not want to see Justin Fields out there in the last 2 weeks. If you're losing and your team is horrible and they suck, why would you risk $40 million investment for him to tear it again? Because he's going to play 3 games. He's not just going to come out and take 1 snap and go, "I did it."
Well, and I'm not saying that either, but I think he's going to, the last game, he'll play some, dude. I really do.
Yeah. For Aaron Rodgers' sake and the Jets' sake, I hope he does. I hope he doesn't get hurt, and I hope he can go into the offseason getting ready for next year, because they're going to suck again next year.
Well, will they, though?
They will.
If Rodgers plays the whole season, is it a different season?
I would say it would
be
be
losing to the Falcons 13-8 yesterday.
No. So they may have 7 wins. They will not beat the Dolphins. They would not beat the Bills. They beat the Raiders.
I think they could beat the Bills. I think the Bills are an easy beatable team.
32-6. 32-6. You think Aaron Rodgers could put up?
They beat the Bills in the first game of the season without Rodgers, with Zach Wilson as quarterback. Boy.
That was the first game of the season, though, boy. Okay, you don't beat the Cowboys. You beat the Patriots.
You might beat the Cowboys because he's got
lost by 20-some.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers. Oh, no.
I don't think so.
Argue on this for an hour. We're going to go over an hour if we keep.
But I mean, you look at some of these games. How do the Jets beat the Eagles with Zach Wilson?
The Jets got what wins championships, Nolan?
Well, if you got a defense, you shouldn't be giving up 34 to the Dolphins, 32 to the Bills, 27 to the Chargers, 30 to the Cowboys.
But when you're out on the field all the time, you get tired. With Aaron Rodgers, he has a few more plays than what Zach Wilson and Uncle Rico have.
Probably.
So got to take that into consideration. Boy.
They possibly make the playoffs. They don't win the division. They make the playoffs, but they do not get to the AFC Championship.
I said at the beginning of the year that the Jets won't even sniff the playoffs, and I still would have held that today with Rodgers, but I think they would have been a better record than what they are right now.
Yeah, by 2 wins.
Maybe 3. Maybe 3. I don't know. You don't know. You don't know. The guy's got
all of a sudden. I got to give him 3 wins. They're in the playoff hunt. 7 wins.
The guy's got talent, man.
Yeah,
and he's got a. And he's
is it
driven.
Talent or is it scripted talent?
That's up to you. That's up for you. If you're gonna go down that road, bring facts. Don't just throw these things up in the air and then hope for the best.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I must sign off because I need to go and do some work.
I know we got on here late this morning because
stuff to do. This whole working thing's kind of ruining our day.
Yep.
Anyways.
All right.
So. Hey, you have a good day, buddy. And and just remember.
Okay, see you later. later, pal.
I played that a little early, didn't I?
You
Got
know,
any closing thoughts for today?
Well,
We know
To
that
all
we're not.
our-
We Go
what's
ahead.
that?
We know that you don't like Aaron Rodgers.
Well, to all of our Facebook friends out there, where we have comments going back and forth,
Yes,
we love you.
we do.
We do.
I love the
We love
interaction.
you as listeners and followers and viewers. Nothing personal. It is
absolutely
fun
correct.
to type something in, hit it, just wait. Go, all right, what are we gonna get on there? And then all of a sudden, whoa, didn't expect that. So,
What's your favorite name that they've called us so far? What is
oh
your
gosh. Well, I've been called dumbass. Like how many times have we been called that by
Well,
one guy?
It's AZZ dumbass.
AZZ. So it's not the bad word, it's AZZ.
I
I haven't looked
I
that
just-
one up in the dictionary, but
I just don't get when clown came back into the picture. You a
Well, that-
clown.
that's like high schoolish, like
Yeah.
later elementary.
Yeah.
But when you struggle with
The English language.
English language and you struggle with communicating with people on your level, you just got to learn that, when it's an adult, you don't need a name call. I mean, you could tell me my
a little too complicated to explain.
yeah, you could tell me my team sucks. You
Right.
can. But when it becomes a personal jab,
They
it's like,
personally attack you for
Whoa.
not thinking the same way as they do, which
yeah,
guilty on a couple times, and then I feel bad, and then I delete it. And so I told myself I wasn't going to do that anymore.
yeah. But the
That one
amount
guy
of people
got
the ones that really irritate us, and you've said it numerous times, where I'll go back in there and I see this, know the score. I was like, there's like 4 comments here, and you're like, yeah, the guy deleted all of his comments.
yeah. Yeah.
But you're
Yeah.
answering like, and I'm like, I don't get that one. I don't get that.
Yeah.
And all of
Yeah.
a sudden, like, oh, there was other comments in there because, like you said, you think about it and go, probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. But
But
yeah, we come back with some pretty good ones. So anyway,
no, ready for the holidays.
yes.
We'll have some. We're working on some interviews for the month of December, hopefully.
Yeah,
on
we'll
Fridays.
get a few. That'd be awesome. So
Yep. And then we might have some Christmas cheer hanging around here sooner or later. Put some Christmas lights, some Rudolph ears.
I got a cool. Yeah, we'll work on that. I got a couple ugly sweaters. We'll be busting out the next few. So
Oh, okay.
you got it, brother. So
All right.
all right. Now it's officially
down.
time to do this.
Okay, see you later, pal.